Good morning, everyone. I know it's been quite a while since I have recorded. I was advised by my guides to stay off of public platforms for a while. I've been communicating with in my groups and Telegram. So if you're following me there, you've been seeing lots. It's just not been for the public, mostly because things are very, very heightened, very ramped up, and there are many battles being taken place in this realm and in other realms. And I have had a very steep learning curve since August, when I was healed of all my blockages and fully activated with all my DNA. My abilities came online, and I've been having wonderful guidance direct from Source Creator, mothersophia. Kuan Yin has chosen me as a walk-in, so she gives me guidance. Anyway, I have very, very powerful people that helps me determine my course of the day. I literally wake up in the morning and start having a conference, basically, of what did we do last night? What do I need to bring into today? What are my goals for today? How am I going to best serve the collective? And so, yeah, that's why you haven't seen this space unless you're a member in Telegram and a member of our crew. So I was urged yesterday to prepare for a video today. And as always, ever since the beginning when I started my channel, I've always gone with my intuition, with my claircognizant. I now know that that's what that was. And it is the message that I need to deliver comes through. It's not something that Nicole creates. It's not something that I'm over here typing out. I don't have really any show notes that you would think. I have maybe some bullet points that I took based on my messages that I received. And that's what I work off of. So yesterday I got the feeling that I was going to be recording today. And then this morning that was clarified on a grand scale. And so I have a good bit of things that I'm going to speak about. Now, these are topics, again, that have been messages delivered to me. I got them through using my pendulum, recognizing the claircognizant ability that I have, confirming them with mothersophia, with my pendulum, and another person independently confirmed all these bullet points that are supposed to be given to you, the collective, today. So I was urged to get this out early. We are working hard to get this done. So I hope this doesn't go too long, because that always increases the edit time, right? And the compression time and all that. But it will get put out today. Today is a big day. Today is Tuesday, November 8th, 2022. Today is full moon, blood moon. Today is election day in the United States. And a lot of things are happening. Those are just some of the ones that come to mind. A lot is happening. A lot has been happening. It's definitely an exciting time. I have my Born for a Time as This shirt on. And true story, I had a couple different shirts that I selected. The first one, I spilled something on it. I said, okay, that's not the shirt for me today. The second one, I spilled something on it. Okay. Then I just said, okay, which shirt am I supposed to wear today? And it is this shirt, Born for a Time Such as This. So it gives me peace. It's Esther, and we love the book of Esther. She's amazing. So these bullet points I will expand on in my own intuition, the message, once I give it to you. So the first one is, this is the time for healers and teachers to have their say. Now, what do I mean by that? Medicine, Western medicine as we know it, is going to come to a screeching halt. There's no faith in that anymore. The disclosures have come out to a degree, but already, if you go back and look at any of my prior videos about that, you'll see that that is again another column that held up the pillars that held up the facade of what we thought was real. So the healers of today and New Earth are the energy healers, the herbalists, the alchemists, the natural healers, and the healers that understand that you have to be in alignment. You have to have your soul in alignment with your Christ consciousness, with Source Creator. There has to be a balance. And those are the healers that I'm speaking to. I have become one of them. And I have the most fulfilled position now, because I no longer walk out of a space where I was working as a nurse with regret that I couldn't do more, or that I couldn't tell the truth, or that I couldn't really provide healing without harm. And so now, as a Reiki master, and as an energy healer, and as a crew coach for my galactic crew, I do get to heal. And we as a crew heal a lot of people and have no regret about that, not at all. And the teachers, again, another pillar holding up the one of the biggest lies. And our education system has been dismantled from the inside out. It was developed to actually steer us away from critical thinking. It was completely misguided, and all to serve a small group of people, to create a culture of workers, of slaves, who believe that the only way to success is to have multiple degrees and have, that elite job with that elite company with that big salary that pulls you away from faith and family and time and nature and doing the things that you truly love. So the time for healers and teachers is coming. If you are a Christ-centered, intuitive, light being that is also in the healthcare or in teaching, and you have not sold your soul to the devil, we can help you find your way. Your way is actually inside you. You just have to open yourself up to the possibilities and the magic that's already there. And as a culture, we have been taught to discredit that and to ignore that that's crazy, when in reality, not listening to your body and your gut and your heart is what's crazy. So the next thing is, when people start to listen to that inner voice and that gnosis, that inner knowing that comes from many lifetimes that you've already lived, and from Source Creator speaking to you, and from your guides delivering messages to you, and you start to honor that and walk in that, we all feel, and we all go through feeling times of abandonment, withdrawal, and disappointment, because we discover that people in our life that were blood family, parents, siblings, spouses, best friends, we learn that they're not on the same path. sometimes we learn that they were actually put in our way so that we didn't find the truth. And so that is part of the shadow work that we have all had to go through, all of us that have gone through this journey that I've gone through. And just know that when you get to the other side, what is on the other side is real, it's tangible, it's fulfilling. And shortly after you reach that point, you no longer even think about the things in the past that didn't serve you. Okay. Next point. Everything that we have to make decisions on, like our day-to-day stuff, it's all temporary issues, right? But those choices that you make can sway you toward the light or away from the light. And you really have to be, conscious of that. You really have to stay resolved and know who you are, what means the most to you, what serves you, and really be in alignment with that, even in the smallest of decisions. Because actually those small decisions can actually be the one thing that pulls you away from the light. And that's all the darkness needs, is for you to have a moment of fear or doubt or complacence, and they creep in and take advantage of you like they've always done. Another one, the universe has your back. Take a leap of faith towards the next chapter of your life. Now, I know that when I began this awakening journey, it was many years ago, you know, and I began the journey because in my teenage years, I knew that what I was being told just didn't resonate. It just didn't make sense. And it wasn't something my brain can make sense of, but it also wasn't something that my heart felt, and it made me feel sick. And so I knew, like intuitively, I knew then. I didn't know what all that meant, but I just knew it didn't feel good and I wasn't doing it. So through life, you know, we navigate our way. But I've always been like that soul that's like, yeah, I'm taking this leap of faith. I'm doing it because what do I have to lose? All I have is this stuff back here that makes me feel empty and hollow and sad and oppressed. So there's got to be something better on the other side. And if there isn't, and I end up exactly with what I have now, I have lost nothing. But I'll never know unless I take that step forward. So hopefully you are taking steps forward, and you will, you know, you will feel that. You will feel that in your soul. You will feel that in your spirit, and you will be able to act on it, and then again go toward the light. Sorry, I had some pop-ups come up on the screen. Okay, so as we go into the full moon, right, and all the things that the full moon represent and mean, and the opportunities, I was guided to use my Moonology deck, which I love that deck. It's such a great oracle deck. So these are some points that I have from the Moonology deck. We are entering a new exciting phase, developing positive outcomes, wiping the slate clean, and starting fresh. So every full moon and new moon, you really have that opportunity, but specifically this one, because of the alignments, because of the timing, because of the power, and it's happening on election day. Like there's so many synchronicities that for me, I cannot deny that this is a huge sign from the universe. Like this is the time. This is the time. Okay. If you've ever thought about starting fresh, this is the day. Meditate and drop the act. It is time to get real. Stop substance abuse and follow your intuition. So when we drink alcohol, they call it spirit because it really does usher in spirits negative spirits into your life. It's a depressant. It is usually used by people who are numbing a feeling they don't want to feel, or they're uncomfortable feelings. So those feelings oftentimes are our abilities. So some people are clairaudient and they actually hear their messages. Some people are clairsentient. They feel their messages from their guides. They're clairvoyant. They see messages. They're claircognizant. They just know things. Or they're clairaffectient. They smell an answer. Like they'll smell a flower, a scent or something, and it gives them a clue. Not knowing that these things even exist are unnerving to people. Being in a situation where discussing these things that you feel that you're experiencing is met with mental illness diagnosis and even more anxiety or pain or whatever, all the things that are negative and low vibration, also invites in demons and darkness. And so you end up spiraling down a rabbit hole where you were never intended to be. So know that most of the time, what you're hearing, feeling, sensing, and seeing is messages from Source Creator and your guides trying to give you a clue as to what you're supposed to be doing. And all those other things that you're doing to numb that those messages won't stop, because we always want people to be in the light. We always want people to be saved. You know, you're a light being, you're a soul that God gave the spark of life to. And we don't want to see people taken into the darkness out of tricking and manipulation. But that's what happens. And when we say drop the act, okay, living on 3D Earth is one of the hardest dimensions to live in. It's very heavy. It's intended to be very, very heavy. That just the act of day-to-day living on Earth is an Olympic event. All the starseeds that raise their hand to come down here, like me, have gone through multiple incarnations, multiple lives. They have been there. They have done that. They have in the astral and in space, in our starships, we are prodigies. And those people were selected to come down here because they're strong enough to complete the mission. This is a very hard dimension to be your authentic, true self, but it's not impossible. So if you're having a hard time, stop acting like you're not having a hard time and you got everything figured out, because unless you have connected to Source Creator and you're in alignment with Christ consciousness and you're letting the energy flow without feeling things that you want to numb and listening to all the BS in the media and in the world, basically, you have to listen to what comes from inside you. So that's where you got to get real. Okay. You don't know the answers. I don't know the answers. Like I described earlier, I go about my day now asking, what is it that I need to deliver to the collective? What is my message for today? I take my cues from my guide. I'm not going to question them. I'm not going to question the Ascendant Masters. I'm not going to question Source Creator. I'm not going to question mothersophia. Okay? I have no ego. Like, this is not about Nicole. This is about the mission I was selected to complete for Earth, my people, and God. So that is what that means. Next one is, we can manifest what we want if you use the law of attraction for financial abundance. Sorry, my nose is running. So what does that mean? People say, oh, manifestation, right? No, it really works. So if you stop thinking about all the things that have happened in the past, because you can't do anything about that, right? And you stop having the anxiety about all the things you don't know what's going to happen in the future, because that's just negative energy. You focus on the present, and you're in a present mindset state, but you're in a position of neutrality. But you say, I am a success. I am a healer. I am a multidimensional being. I am a being of light. I am like you. I am. You are in your I am presence. That sets you up for success. That puts you in alignment for your most high, most best outcome, your best timeline. Ooh, you just navigate there. If you're always like, oh, I'm hoping for this and I'm hoping for that, or I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that. Well, that doesn't set you up for success. It sets you up for failure. When people say, I'm going to try, they're already giving you an excuse as to why they're going to fail. Okay. Dump the old programming to sort out unhealthy attachments, release the non-serving past. So a lot of people have a hard time with this. This is kind of what we call shadow work. You and I and everybody on this planet was all raised to think that we have to have things, and those things are going to be what measures success and joy and happiness. We become attached to things. We become attached to people that bring us things. And at the end of the day, I'm going to ask you this very serious question. How many people do you see and know that have a lot of things that are utterly miserable? They can't find joy if it slaps them. Well, let's think about that. So they did all the things. They checked all the boxes. They got all the degrees. They bought all the toys. And they're still looking for home. And they're still looking for true happiness. And they're still in search of pure joy and love, acceptance, compassion, kindness. Now, I will tell you, as I try to just only speak from my own perspective and my own experience, I was on that hamster wheel. I always was the one that provided for my children. Their father and I separated when they were young, and it was a struggle, and it was a lot of my own actions that made it a struggle, because I was always chasing the next job and going here and going there, and oh, this is going to be so much better, and that's going to be so much better. And what I was doing was putting my children with other people to raise, basically, because I was working 12-hour shifts overnight and sleeping during the day. I was completely detached from the importance of that role. I literally would say all the time, thank God for teachers, because I couldn't raise my kids and teach them at the same time. Like, I completely fed into the bullshit, right? And the years went by, and my kids are wonderful and completely independent, and I mean, amazing people, but I can't say that I could take full credit for it, because it was a village that raised my kids. It really was, because I was always pulled in that worker bee mentality. Oh, gotta work. And I did. And at the end of the day, it left me feeling so alienated. I missed so many holidays. I missed so many birthdays. I worked through the holidays because you got more money, whatever. So now that I walked away from that, I have not received a payroll check since August. I had no idea what the next day was going to bring. And I usually don't, because I live by my guides now. I know that Nicole doesn't plan my life. Source Creator plans Nicole's life. And living without that white knuckle gripped control on what I think I'm doing every single day is the best, because I know best. not subscribing to that has given me so much freedom, so much peace, so much calm. Now, blessings come my way, and I'm very grateful, and I'm very gracious and humble. I'm not confused for 1 second why blessings come my way. And I'm not trying to be boastful. I'm just marking this. I chased blessings for the majority of my life. And when I said enough is enough and threw down the gauntlet and turned on my heels and walked away from that and gave it up to Source Creator and said, use me as you will. Lead me and I will follow, whatever that looks like. I meant it. And as I have been led and sometimes tested and I come through, I am rewarded. I don't live what other people consider an abundant life. I don't have a lot of the things. I don't have any desire for the things. I have a desire for calm, peace, kindness, compassion, love, empathy. Those are the things that fill me now. And those are the things that bring me motivation. And those are how I see that my work now has manifested in a blessing. So I hope that that helps you find your way there. And as far as the unhealthy attachment, that can literally be anything. That can be an attachment to food. That can be an attachment to a spouse that's really not in your highest and best good. Do not stay in any kind of relationship that is not for your greater good. And I have videos on how to speak to your higher self, how to ask questions, how to communicate. If you don't trust yourself to make decisions, I know I didn't, because my decisions always blew up in my face. Ask your higher self. Your higher self is always going to be in what's best alignment for you and Christ. Christ consciousness, Source Creator, Mother Sophia. If you know who your guides are, you can ask your guides, please, let me know, yes or no, is this the best thing for me? Make those decisions with guidance of Source Creator, and you won't go wrong. Okay, meditate your way through the fiery situation, be kind, and don't forget to have fun. So I'm an Aries. I want things done right now. And I do them, and I expect other people to do them quickly too. So that's the downfall. Character trait, whatever. I do forget to have fun because it was kind of brainwashed out of me. I used to be like so fun, and now I'm having to learn redefine what fun is, and now I'm having fun again, and it's great. So that's definitely something that I had to work on. Stop holding yourself back from showing the real you to the world. Get out of your head and go to your heart. That is a huge one because, again, the mind control. So we as a people have been taught that we have to do this, 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 and this. If you do A, you're going to get B. If you do A and B, you're going to get C. If you don't do B, you're probably not going to get C, D, E, or F. You know what I mean? So that is a mind control. That is a straight up mind control. And it starts very, very young. And it is permeated in every part of our culture. What you should know from Source Creator is we are all born, incarnated in this life in a soul contract. We even chose difficult families to teach us certain lessons. We chose difficult situations. Some people, some souls chose to die young as a child to encounter certain things that soul needed for growth. That's a hard concept to hear, but it's true. So what your soul recognizes as truth really gets felt in your heart and your brain. I mean, in your stomach. So your gut is your number one instinct, your gut. When you go into a situation and you got the ickies in your gut and you don't know whether you're going to throw up or pass out or what, but it just feels really, really, really bad, you need to honor that. I have not gone into a situation since learning this that my gut did not agree with me, because I honor it now. I no longer say, oh, it's just butterflies, or, oh, it's just because I'm nervous. No, that is your body telling you this is not the right time to do this thing. Back up. Living in our head only, our head is going to talk us out of the magic that's occurring. There's magic and miracles happening all the time around us. But our head tells us, no, that's not possible. No, that's not real. No, this is real. What I tell you is real is real. And the things that you're seeing, that's not real. You see? The things that you're feeling is not real, but what I'm telling you is real. That is a red flag right there. So you have to get in touch with and be able to recognize what you feel again, number one, not numb it with a substance and not discard it as crazy talk or crazy feeling. Feel it and see where it leads you. You might be surprised that there's been miracles happening all around you, but you've been so in your head about an ego and who you are and your status and what people are going to think about you that you've missed them. And the whole while you're thinking, why don't miracles ever happen for me? Because you're missing them, because you're in your head. Step back and see the big picture. Count your blessings, be confident and humble. Again, we have a lot of blessings that we can say, I think as a people, a lot of people have blessings that they just consider, they take for granted. A roof over their head, food in their refrigerator, the ability to walk, the ability to speak. And I don't mean that as a joke. There are many, many, many people locked in prisons, locked in cages. They don't have freedom. They're locked in their homes. They're surveilled. They don't have the opportunity to make their own choices, and they don't have food to eat. So if you just look at that very, very short list, you have a lot of blessings. I know that times are hard right now, but that's going to come to an end. That's coming to an end as we speak. Expect plenty of good, positive outcomes, but you must trust and have faith. Everything will be okay in the end, and if it's not okay, it's not the end. I love that saying. If it's not okay for you, then you haven't reached the end. The story is not done being told. Keep faith and stay focused on moving forward. Have courage over fear. And that is that means so many different things. You have to have courage over fear, because fear, number one, is a low vibration feeling, emotion, and that invites in the darkness. They love fear. They feed off of fear. You also have to have courage over fear so that you can take the next step, so that you can have faith, so that when you take the next step and you're rewarded and you see that it was a good thing, then you're like, oh yeah, this feels right. This is what the right path is supposed to feel like. I don't feel sick to my stomach anymore. I don't feel like I'm doing the wrong thing. I don't have to convince myself because I'm getting lured in by a paycheck or a payoff or a pat on the back. Your accolades come from inside. They come from in you. It feels right. It holds you close. You feel the warmth and the love and the compassion in whatever that decision was. And then that helps you build your courage to take another leap of faith. And those leaps get bigger and bigger as you go. So that was the last one that I pulled from the Moonology deck. The next deck I was inspired to have a pull for today was the Pleiadian deck. And I love the Pleiadian deck. It's so beautiful. The artwork is amazing, and the messages have become more and more and more important and timely because of the ascension journey. So I pulled 4 cards because the Pleiadian deck say a lot to me. They speak of a bigger message in each individual card. The first one is reborn through fire, transmutation. Those finding it difficult to drop attachment call on the fire goddess Meropa to cleanse the spirit by burning off what doesn't serve them in the fire of alchemy. This is required to prosper. You have to die to be reborn. Now, that death is not like a earthly physical death. The death is more of a soul death, an ego death, a relinquishing the hold on what you thought was real, and allowing, opening up your heart chakra, your crown chakra. You're allowing flow of energy to come through. You're allowing something in that is in your best interest and for your greater good. And that will help you evolve and learn. And it transmutes the pain, and it transmutes the confusion, and it transmutes the depression and the anxiety and the fear into love and focus and courage and light. And it's just that easy. I promise you, I did it. It is just that easy. Now, when you feel those things, you feel them. You feel pain. You feel sadness. You feel whatever it is you feel when you're triggered, okay? But you follow that trigger to the source, and you figure out why you feel what you felt. And then you transmute that and you say, Mother Sophia, Source Creator, whomever you call to, please help me transform this pain into something positive. Show me the lesson, and you will be shown. It is in your intent. It's in your intent. You may not even know the words. You might not even be able to say it. It's in your intent. You feel something and you want to know why you felt it, and you want to learn the lesson from it so you can move forward and not live in that feeling. It happens just like that. Your time to use your vocals to share starseed messages with all of Earth family. So I started out this video saying I had been guided to stay off of the public platforms, and I was. And I didn't ask specifically why, because I don't do a whole lot of questioning. I just listen. And when I started getting the message, the feeling that I needed to do a recording, I did ask specifically, does it need to be video or audio? Because sometimes it's just audio. My voice can be shared, but not my face. And this time it was face, and it was voice, and it was specific, and it was for all of Earth to hear. For those that have eyes to see and ears to hear, right? You've heard that. The fact of the matter is I am a starseed. I am an Arcturian starseed. I have incarnated many, many, many times. I've just learned all this since August, really. But it is true. It is verifiable through my questions to my higher self, and other people can ask questions and verify with their higher self that what I'm saying is accurate. So in being an Arcturian starseed, we are very analytical. We are very, very targeted. We're focused. We are goal oriented. And I have now learned a lot about why I was put on this planet, why I was chosen to be on this planet. I have a voice and I have a frequency from my galactic affiliations that other starseeds recognize. They feel drawn to my voice. They feel a connection to my words. And I could honestly completely butcher my videos, but if someone hears me and they have a galactic connection to me, they will feel drawn to watch it anyway. I have learned. So I was called today to share in video and audio my message, and it is to stir more starseeds to do the same. So I have attracted several of my crew members and the ground crew on Earth. My part of my mission is to attract all of them that are incarnated on Earth now, and we go on to complete other things for New Earth. And I've done that because they were attracted to my frequency. So again, confirmation, proof, and reward of exactly the messages that I was given. It's time to relax, release all doubts, stop overthinking, and living in fear. In order to receive the abundance of the golden egg, gratitude is the way. The golden egg. Now, to me, that represents the RV, the reevaluation, Nicera Jacera. I started on that 6-7 years ago, I guess. And I know that it's happening. It is happening. I also know that if I have doubt, overthink, live in fear, and live in service to self instead of service to others, that transfer of wealth is not going to look very good for me. If you are not in positive attention, positive intention, positive polarity, the wealth transfer is not going to look good for you. It doesn't matter how many foreign currencies you bought. It doesn't matter how many digital assets you have. It doesn't matter how many yellow dragon bonds you have. It doesn't matter how many medals you have. This came from Source Creator. Again, can be verified. Everyone has been assigned a VCU, V as in Victor, vibrational currency unit. We are assigned that by Source Creator. It's how it has been determined to be your vibrational worth. So if you are a good, positive intention person in service of others, doing good for the greater good of the collective humanity, you may only have a couple of foreign currencies and some old coins. Your wealth transfer is going to be huge because you're being rewarded on your soul intent. And that is a definite change that we need for New Earth, so that it's no longer about people that can buy abundance, but it's about people who are worth the abundance that they have, people that are going to do for the greater good, people that are going to elevate humanity, people that are going to be in service of others, not themselves. We don't need to get in another situation where we have a 1% of people that have all the companies and all the monies and make all the decisions for all the rest of us. That is what we're not going to have. And that is the way that it's going to be done. Lastly, connect with the frequency of love to follow your quantum heart desires, which reflect what is in your highest alignment, and calibrate your frequency to the world you wish to exist in. So this pulls everything together, that you are going to manifest the world you want to be in. You connect in gratitude and compassion and kindness and empathy. You feel true love because you give true love. Okay. You have no expectation of receiving it, but you give it anyway. So you give with no attachment to the outcome. And that is where you find the abundance. And those all layer upon layer upon layer of positivity that gives you the world that you want to be in. Because every time you make a decision in service of others, a decision that brings you peace and calm, but someone else, you've done more for them than you feel like you've done for yourself, you level up and you jump a timeline and you're more positive. and it is more in the light, and it is more in alignment with Source Creator. And it is the most beautiful, sacred geometry of synchronicities that you could ever possibly imagine, and then some. Every single day, I live how I have described to you. I am definitely leading by example to the best of my ability. I am not perfect. I do make mistakes, but now I catch my mistakes. I catch them early. And now I am a defender for the greater good. I am no longer part of the problem. I'm part of the solution. I am being used by Source Creator, Mother Sophia, Kuan Yin, lots of Ascendant Masters to do work on Earth, to help lead and guide the people of Earth that are going to be with us in New Earth. And it is not everyone. The ending is not for everyone. That is true. As this time goes through full moon, election, military presence all around the world, know 100% in your heart that the light is winning and the light has won. There are things that have to take place and are taking place. And if you just stay in your faith, don't live in fear, and know that the best is truly yet to come. Anything that you have ever had that you would consider in the past as your best day will pale in comparison to your average day in New Earth. Now, I was led to do Reiki Master Healing. We have Violet Ray Reiki. We attract people, again, like I said, my starseeds, my crew members, other starseeds that are assigned to different ships in the galaxy. We're helping those people heal and fully activate and coach them into what this means. What do these abilities bring to you? How can you use them for the greater good? So under this video is going to be our links to our Telegram group. Please check out my other videos if you follow them. They're very, very informative. If you feel drawn to us, to me, it is 9 times out of 10, and I'm not exaggerating, because we have a galactic connection, and we just need you to be courageous enough to answer the call and honor it. You reach out to us, to me on Telegram, but I have administrators or a lot of the crew members that I found. We ask the questions and we determine rather quickly that you're one of our crew members. And so be prepared when you come in. You might be one of us. And that is a great thing. That's exciting. So I hope this message finds you all very, very well. Please, please, please do not be in fear. Do not live in fear. Please, please, please listen to that little voice on the inside, because it's truth. Don't listen to the stuff going on around you, because that's just distraction. It really, really is. And reach out. If you have questions, reach out. Again, if you're abusive or any of that stuff, just save it, because you're just going to get blocked. And I really honestly haven't had a whole lot of that hate mail stuff. But we're here for our starseeds. We are here for you. There's a wonderful new earth waiting for us. And I can't wait for everyone to come together and live in that 5D new earth. So I will see you on the flip side.